gonna get going. Alrighty, everyone. Hello and welcome to Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist. This is one of my favorite games of all time, and I'm excited to share this with you today. I started a full new profile, and we're just going to start from the beginning of the game. We have 6 campaigns here, and we're just going to start with the base Yu-Gi-Oh! Experience right now. So, here we go with the tutorial, Yugi versus Joey. The story of Yugi Muto begins at Domino High School, where Duel Monsters, the hottest card game in the world, was all the rage. Yugi was the best duelist around, and his friend Joey wanted desperately to learn how to duel as well. I wonder if this is going to be a tutorial. I bet so. So our history of Yugi Muto starts with Yugi teaching the rules of Duel Monsters to Joey as their friends Taya and Tristan watch. Hey Joey, Earth Joey, it's your turn. You'll notice this is the first scene of the anime. Isn't he cute when he's thinking? Hey Tristan, Yugi here is teaching me how to play Duel Monsters. Drooling Monsters? Duel Monsters, you Nimrod! They've been at it for hours. Joey's starting to get the hang of the game, but Yugi's like an expert. Okay, Yugi, it's time to duel. And so we begin the first duel of the game. Now you think they'd start us off with the Exodia game, but here we go. Tutorials, which makes sense considering everything. So we've got kind of a dragon, beast, warrior type deck. So I'm not going to focus too much on the mechanics of the game and teaching you guys that. We'll go over it just a little bit. So we have monster cards, spell cards, trap cards. It's teaching us how to set a monster here. You can place them in defense position, attack position, and these give you different strengths, kind of. Attack position, you kind of go on the offensive, whereas defense, you go on the defensive. It kind of speaks for itself. We have our battle stuff here. If you attack a monster with higher defense, you take damage. If you attack a monster with lower defense, you don't take damage. Stuff like that. See, we have it right here. When a monster attacks a defense position monster, the attacker's attack value is compared to the defender's defense value. If the attacking monster has a lower value, the attacker's owner takes damage equal to the difference. And if the attacking monster has a greater value, the defending monster is destroyed. And then we're going to play a spell card and trap card. So spell cards are green. You'll notice an infinity sign on the trap card. That means that it stays on the field. Trap cards have to be set on your turn, and you can activate them the next turn or during your opponent's turn. And then we learn basic attacking stuff. Because I have Banner of Courage, all monsters I control gain 200 attack during the battle phase. We have basic battle stuff that's the same as in every other version of Yu-Gi-Oh! Pretty basic stuff here. So we're going to attack directly. And so the goal of Yu-Gi-Oh! Is to get your opponent's life points from 8,000 to 0. And you do this by battling with your monsters. Sometimes spell and trap cards come into play with dealing damage as well, but for the most part they either hinder your opponent or help you. It all depends. Alrighty, Rush Recklessly. That's a pretty nice card. One monster on our field gains an extra 1,000 attack. So apparently we're summoning Gravity Crush Dragon. I always find these tutorial levels a little annoying because I already know how to play the game. That's kind of just how it is, you know? They have to make it accessible to new players. So we're going to activate our effect here. We're going to send Banner of Courage to the graveyard to destroy their monster. Possibly not the choice I would have made, but that's okay. Oh, we have to activate Call of the Haunted. Bring back Ninkendog. Oh, I think we're going for a win this turn. So overall, I'd say this is a pretty good explanation of how to play the game. Could I go a little more into detail on how monsters are summoned? Yes. It's not a perfect tutorial by any means. as it is, it serves its purpose pretty well. And that's really what we need from this game. For the most part, if you're picking up this game, you're probably already an anime fan, or you've seen some amount of the anime. You're familiar with the characters, the basic concept of the game. You might just need a couple refreshers on how things work. And so we're back to dialogue. What? A card that powerful totally wipes me out. Whoa, you stink at this game, Joey. You did fine, Joey. I just have better cards. My grandpa owns a game shop, and I get all my best cards from him. Your own game shop? What are we waiting for? Let's go! Okay, maybe I can't even get my grandpa to show us this super rare card he's got. I wonder what that could be. Could it be a Blue Eyes White Dragon? I think so. Little do they know that someone was listening in on their conversation. Someone who was looking for a very rare card to add his collection. We get some points. We get a couple cards. Really nice. So yeah, pretty cool. Then we have the first real duel where they let us loose. The Heart of the Cards. Named after the first episode of the TV show. Or I guess the manga that's named after. Anyways. That afternoon, Yugi and his friends went to Grandpa's game shop. Yugi wanted to show his friends his Grandpa's prized possession. Gramps, can you show my friends your awesome super rare card? Rare card? You mean my special card? Please, please. Ha ha! How can I refuse? You kids are in for a treat. I don't take this card out too often. Ready? Here it is. The Blue Eyes White Dragon. So rare, so powerful, I never let it leave my hands. This card is priceless. There are only 4 of them in the whole world. Oh, in all the world. Suddenly, a classmate from school ran into the shop. His name was Seto Kaiba, the young CEO of Kaiba Corp. He had found the card he was looking for. Name your price for that Blue Eyes. I can pay anything you ask. I'm sure you could. But this card is worth more to me than you could ever offer. Senile old fool. Kaiba stormed out of Grandpa's store. The team was disturbed by Kaiba's obsession with Blue Eyes White Dragon. The next day when Yugi came back to the store with his friends, he found Grandpa was gone. When the phone rang, it was Kaiba on the other end, mocking Yugi that he kidnapped his grandfather and took him to Kaiba Corp. Yugi and his friends rushed to Kaiba Corp and found Grandpa laying on the floor defeated. Grandpa, are you okay? Yugi, I failed. I wanted to teach that boy Kaiba a lesson about the heart of the cards. But I lost. Grandpa. How's the old man feeling? Kaiba, you sleaze. What have you done to him? We had a duel, that's all. With each of us putting up our most valuable card as the prize. But I guess playing against a champion like myself was just too much stimulation for the old fool. Kaiba, you should be ashamed of yourself. Look at the sweet prize I won. Kaiba held up Grandpa's Blue Eyes White Dragon and ripped it in half. Grandpa's most treasured card. Blue Eyes White Dragon is a rare and powerful card, and this one will never be used against me. My Blue Eyes White Dragon! My treasure! Grandpa, hold on! How could you do such a thing? Yugi, take this! Huh? Grandpa? I built this deck. I put my soul in these cards and I taught you everything I know, Yugi. Take my cards and teach Kaiba respect for the heart of the cards. Okay, Grandpa, I'll do it. Are you ready to play, Runt? Playtime is over, Kaiba. Huh? Kaiba was taken aback by Yugi's sudden transformation. It seemed like he had become a different person, as if he was more confident and powerful than before. Kaiba, prepare yourself, because it's time to duel! I hope you enjoy my attempts at recreating the general voice of the dub actors. It's not perfect, but hopefully it suffices for this stream. Alrighty. So here we go. We lost rock, paper, scissors. That's fine. So if you've seen this episode, you might be familiar with it. Yugi wins through the power of Exodius. That's our main goal for today. You'll see we started off with 2 of the cards in our hand. That's pretty good. So Swords of Revealing Light, great card here. Basically pauses the game for 3 turns. Stops us from taking damage. and battling for 3 turns. It's great, but you'll also notice this wonderful card here called Sanguine. And Sanguine is notable because when it's destroyed, you can add any monster from your deck with 1500 or less attack from your deck to your hand. And so, even though we could protect ourselves for 3 turns, we're going to set Sanguine on the field. And so when Kaiba destroys this card, we're going to be able to add one of the Exodia pieces to our hand. Next turn, we can either Swords of Revealing Light or use Regeki to destroy all cards on their field. So we're pretty good here. That was a great opening hand, and we're going to go on to the next turn. Alrighty, let's see what Kaiba has in store for us. Lajin, the Mystical Genie of the Lamp. That's going to easily destroy Sanguine. Stronger than probably pretty much any monster in our deck except maybe Dark Magician, if that's even in here. And I highly doubt it is. Now, for the sake of today, we are going to add Exodia the Forbidden One to our hand. I'm not sure if Heart of the Underdog is in this deck. I don't want to risk that, so we're gonna add Exodia. It's gonna be great. So now, unless you draw another Sanguine, no, we drew Mystical Elf. That's good. We're gonna set this monster, and then we're gonna activate Swords of Revealing Light. So this should stop us from any battle in the next couple turns. If Kaiba somehow gets rid of it, Mystical Elf has a high enough defense that we should be safe, at least through this next turn. And then if something happens, we can always activate Regeki, destroy all their cards. We're doing pretty good, I think. We're good there. We have weak monsters. Overall, we're doing pretty well so far. I mean, it's the first level. It's meant to be easy. A lot of this is just waiting for the pieces of Exodia to fall into our hand. Hoping we draw like a Pot of Greed or something to make it a little faster. But this isn't the Duel with Seeker. We can't speed this up quite all that much. It's a matter of waiting. It's a waiting game. Heart of the Underdog. I was right. This isn't the deck. So now whenever we draw a normal monster, we can reveal it and draw an additional card. Since there aren't really any more effect monsters in the deck, there might be another Sanguine, which is the Dark Forest. But we took Exodia out of the deck, so it should be mostly normal monsters now. Should be pretty safe. We're going to hope for a normal monster here. It is. Heart of the Underdog. We reveal this card. We get to draw again. And we get to draw again. So basically, we're just caught in this loop. It's one of the ways to assemble the piece of Exodia. It's debatable if it's actually the best one. Basically, you fill your entire deck with normal monsters. It's pretty cool. And you just get infinite drawing. The problem is actually drawing Heart of the Underdog to be able to use that to your advantage. But it works. We're going to activate Regeki on our next turn. We want to get rid of his field because if he somehow gets rid of swords, we're defenseless. And we can't take a blow from the Blue Eyes. That has too high a chance of ending the game. So we're going to activate Regeki unless we have to draw the last 2 pieces of Exodia here, which we might if we're lucky. What's cool about this card, Torike, is that it was never actually released in English. Just a little fun fact for you there. It's been released in Japan, not English. It actually costs a decent bit online. Probably because it is a card used by Yugi that we never got in English. Once again, kind of self-explanatory there. So Kaiba's going to get a ton of life points here. That's fine. So you'll notice we do have a Sanguine. We're going to flip summon it. And then we're going to tribute it to bring out Dark Magician. And then we're going to do a direct attack. Because we're tributing Sanguine, it leaves the field. This allows us to search our deck for another piece of Exodia, which is exactly what we want. So we're going to add one of the other arms or legs. It really doesn't matter. They're basically the same card, just with a different name. We're just going to choose the first one, right leg of the Forbidden One. We have 4 of the 5 pieces. One more piece and we win the duel. It could be a bit of fun to win this duel without assembling Exodia, but I think that'll be hard. I don't know how many more decks are in here, and unfortunately, Dark Magician can't really stand against Blue Eyes. But we'll see. Maybe we'll get to have a little bit of fun before we win. So he has no monsters. Wonderful. That means, you know, we might go well this turn. We'll see. Another Heart of the Underdog. This means we draw 2 cards every time we draw a normal monster. If either of those are normal monsters, we draw 2 more cards. The more Heart of the Underdogs you get out, it becomes a really slippery slope for your opponent because you can win very, very quickly. A good Heart of the Underdog deck that draws the card on its first turn can win 1 to 2 turns. Well, 1 to 2 turns after they activate the card. That's the thing. You have to activate Heart of the Underdog. If you don't, it's useless and your deck is dead. So it's a bit of a risk to run, but it can work out in your favor sometimes. Okay, so you're going to see here, we're going to activate Heart of the Underdog twice, draw 2 cards. You draw another 2 cards for each of those. That's a normal monster. Endless loop starts here. Yep, so we get to draw... What? Maybe it only counts the second card that's drawn? That's weird. It should be counting both. It doesn't matter too much. Once again, we're doing well enough that I'm not worried about this duel. At all. We even have a Karibo to stop any damage we take. Plus, with another Swords, we're doing pretty well. So we're going to attack, and attack, and attack. It's going to be great. So here we go. Perfect. Alrighty, he only has 2,600 life points. Unless he draws something good, like pretty much any monster this next turn, we win. Regardless of whether we draw Exodia or we attack, we're winning this duel on this turn. Here we go. Let's see, will it be Exodia or will it be an attack? Who knows? Alrighty. Yep, see, this is the infinite loop. I guess it only counts the second one. I don't know why. Maybe it's some sort of missing the activation timing or something. You draw another 2. Okay, it doesn't work because of Monster Reborn, but we get to do something really fun here. We get to bring back any monster from the grave. And while we could... So you'll notice here we could bring back Sangin, tribute it to bring out Summon Skull or Rude Kaiser, and win the duel through Exodia. I think it would be kind of funny to win without Exodia here. So instead we're going to just bring out Blue Eyes White Dragon from our opponent's graveyard. And this will be a pretty big hit here. Which is pretty awesome. I might also just summon Summon Skull for kicks and giggles, as they call it. So we're going to tribute Corn Imp. Beaver Warrior's weaker. But... you know, might as well have a couple iconic Yu-Gi cards on the field. Beaver Warrior, Summon Skull, Dark Magician, all the old favorites. So we're going to attack with Dark Magician, and then do a bit of overkill with Blue Eyes White Dragon, dealing an additional 3,000 damage. Here we go. Okay, throws a bit of a wrench in things, but it's still not nearly enough for Kaiba to pull through. You play only for power, Kaiba. That is why you lost. But if you put your heart in the game, there is nothing you can't do. The results of the duel spread quickly, and a mysterious one-eyed man got news of Yugi's victory. It seems Kaiba Boy has been defeated in a duel. I must learn more about this Yugi Muto. Alrighty, there we go, the first full duel, and we unlock a booster pack. The Grandpa Muto booster pack comes with a lot of normal monsters. Very basic stuff. Probably the main pull there would be the Exodia pieces. That's the main reason I've ever used it. But it's not the best pack. It's also the cheapest though. It costs half the price of all the other packs in the entire game, so you can get cards very quickly from that. Build up your collection early on, but it's not going to do much for you beyond that. So next one will be Yugi versus Weevil Underwood. So here we go. After his win against Seto Kaiba, Yugi was puzzled to receive a package from Maximilian Pegasus, the creator of Duel Monsters. Inside the box was a videotape. Yugi inserted the tape into the VCR, and Pegasus's face popped up on the TV screen. Greetings, little Yugi. I am Maximilian Pegasus. I've heard some terribly interesting things about you. Your impressive defeat of Seto Kaiba intrigued me so much that I've decided to investigate your amazing dueling skills personally. Right here and now, we shall hold a special duel. Suddenly, strange and arcane magic froze time so that no one could move, except for Yugi. This dark dimension we're in is known as the Shadow Realm, a mystical place where incredible monsters can be summoned and the impossible is quite possible. Tell me, Yugi, do you believe there is magic in these cards? Don't you know? You invented this game! What if I told you I didn't? Huh? In ancient times, the Egyptians called this the Shadow Game. Powerful pharaohs would hold mystical duels in other dimensions, just as we're doing now. But instead of cards, they battled with real monsters and real magic. The magical forces were so powerful that the Egyptians lost control of them and nearly destroyed the entire world. It's a good story, but these monsters can't be real. These monsters are very real, and also quite dangerous, Yugi boy. You really are quite entertaining. The way you scowl and sneer, so defiant and yet helpless, and so completely ignorant of the power of your Millennium Puzzle. Yugi looked down at the Millennium Puzzle that he wore around his neck. The power of my puzzle? 5,000 years ago, a powerful pharaoh locked the magic of the Shadow Games away in 7 mystical Millennium items. 7 items? You're saying that my puzzle's one of them? Yes, and there are mystical energies locked within it. Magic that could change your life forever if you only knew how to unleash it. I just realized my face is covered in Pegasus's. I apologize for that. Hopefully you don't mind too much. As the two dueled, it seemed that Pegasus knew every move Yugi was going to make before he did. Despite this disadvantage, Yugi mustered all his skills and nearly won. But Yugi ran out of time when the time limit passed. I have taken the measure of your talents this day, Yugi Muto, and when next we duel, we shall play for far higher stakes. I'm done with your games. Tisk, tisk, tisk. You presume I'm giving you a choice in the matter, but I'm not. For I also possess one of the 7 Millennium items, the all-powerful Millennium Eye. A Millennium Eye? That's right, Yugi boy. I'll show you the true extent of its magic. I have found that, given the proper incentive, anyone can be made to play my game. The power of the Millennium Eye lashed out and stole Grandpa's soul. Yugi could only watch in horror. Yugi! Grandpa! We will duel again, Yugi. How else will you ever reclaim your grandfather's soul? Yugi had no choice but to compete in Pegasus' Duelist Kingdom tournament so that he could get his grandfather's soul back. At Duelist Kingdom, each duelist was given 2 starships chips, which they could wager against other duelists on the island. Whoever earned 10 star chips gained entry into the tournament finals where they would compete for the $3 million grand prize and the chance to duel Pegasus himself. For his first duel, Yugi faced it off against the conniving Weevil Underwood, a duelist with whom he had a bit of history. While riding the boat to Duelist Kingdom, Weevil took Yugi's precious Exodia cards and threw them into the ocean. The most heartbreaking scene in any Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime ever. So when Yugi spied Weevil on the island, he chased after him into the woods. Welcome, said the spider to the fly. You flew right into my trap. It's time you answer for destroying my Exodia cards, Weevil. Can't you let bygones be bygones? Ha ha ha! Weevil, it's time to find out if you are as good at dueling as you are at running away. Was I simply running away or cleverly weaving you into my web? It's time to duel! And so we get the second real duel of the game and the third duel, I guess. Depends on if you count the tutorial. So hopefully if you're unfamiliar with the game, you're getting a bit of a grasp of the concepts by now. But we're just gonna see how this goes. So once again, this is Duel Monsters. It's a lot of simple cards. If you're playing the game and don't know much about the game, this is the perfect place to start. Besides the tutorials, of course, which there are quite a few of in the main menu. But the cards are simple, not much text on that. Well, I guess this has a bit of text. But it's easy to play. So we're just going to play our field spell. I'm sure it'll be useful. Generally, in this game, they choose ones that apply to your deck. Normally, I wouldn't summon a monster at 1200 attack into attack mode. I don't think Weevil's going to be that big of a deal. So we should be good. And then we are just going to activate Swords to protect ourselves. Next turn, we can either bring out Curse of Dragon or another monster, depending on what we draw. And I think that was a pretty solid turn, as well as it could be with this hand. I'm a little suspicious of that face down. This deck will have Cocoon of Evolution, 2000 defense monster. We're going to want to keep an eye out for that. We are going to tribute Torike to bring out Curse of Dragon. Then we are going to equip with Horn of Unicorn to bring it to 2700 attack. That's more than Dark Magician. Pretty good. So, as of right now, Curse Dragon is stronger than any card in our deck. Even stronger than our Fusion Monster Guided Dragon Champion. The game did not explain how to Fusion Summon. If we get to that, I'll explain it. I imagine they have a bit of a tutorial for it in the GX section of the game. Not quite sure, though. Okay, so Petite Moth. Well, it may only have 300 attack. That Cocoon of Evolution, that's what we're worried about, because that equips Petite Moth and can turn into a perfectly ultimate Great Moth. So we're going to have to find a way around that, possibly. Hopefully we won't have to. We'll see how this goes. So what will we draw? Mystical Elf. I am going to discard it to add Torike back to my hand. Because Torike has more attack, and right now I really want to go on the attack. See if we can get ahead of Weevil early on and start, I was going to say weeding down his life points. I was trying to come up with some sort of pun on Weevil attacking. Didn't quite pan out, but that's fine. Destroy Petite Moth, destroy the face down monster. Okay, there goes Curse of Dragon. I forgot that Mana Earbud would be in this deck. Horn of the Unicorn. Horn of the Unicorn will be our next card because when it would be sent to the graveyard, it goes on top of your deck instead. It can become a bit annoying if you end up with no monsters on your field. I don't think we're gonna play it this turn. I think we're just gonna hold it in our hands, see how the next turn or so pans out. If this is another Mana Earbud, we could be left completely defenseless. It is not. We do take 300 damage, though, because it has more defense points than us. That's totally fine. Let's see what happens next. Okay, we're getting a Tribute Summon for Hercules Beetle, 1500 attack. Oh my, and it's level 5. That's... yeah. The scaling of cards back in the day was quite a bit different than it is now. Rude Kaiser, we can't summon it. We're gonna have to just take the damage next turn. We'll survive, but that'll definitely put a bit of a problem in things. Alrighty, let's see. Yeah, so we're gonna take 2900 damage. Nope, a little more than that. We'll see. We should be fine. I'm not too worried. 4,300 life points. We still have over half of them, so we're still good. We're still alive. Two level 5 monsters, though, is not ideal. There's nothing we can do here. And I suppose I probably should have just equipped the Horn of the Unicorn to Torike. It was calculated risk, and the risk did not pay off. That might cost us the game. It might not. Right now, it's definitely looking like it'll cost us the game. Will it actually? Let's see. Okay. Let's see if we can pull forward. So this is where Wasteland comes in useful. Gives us an extra 200 attack. We're going to equip Horn of the Unicorn, bring it up to 2100 attack, which is enough to destroy one of the Hercules Beetles. We can only attack once per monster per turn, so we're not going to be able to destroy both of them, but we can at least kind of set Weevil on the back foot. I think that's the term you would use normally with this type of thing. Yep, he's playing defensively again. Alrighty. Polymerization. Okay, we might have to explain fusion summoning here in a moment. But for now, we're just going to attack the face down. Hopefully, we'll draw Gaia the Dragon Champion. Dragon Champion. Gaia the Fierce Knight on our next turn, and then I can show you some fusion summoning mechanics. So basically, the way fusion summoning works, if you're not familiar with it, is you take two monsters and you combine them into a bigger and better monster. In this case, we will be combining Curse of Dragon with Gaia the Fierce Knight to bring out Gaia the Dragon Champion. And if you'll notice in the bottom left corner of the screen, we do have our extra deck. That is where our fusion monsters, synchro monsters, Xyz monsters, and link monsters are kept. In the case of this game, this duel, it's only going to be fusion monsters. That's all we had back in the day of duel monsters. Okay, so 2200 defense, we took 100 damage. We can't keep taking damage like this, or else we will lose. We need to draw something stronger. Pot of Greed would be fantastic next turn. Okay, yep, he's gonna go for a face down. That's fine. We'll be able to deal 400 damage this coming turn. As long as Cocoon of Evolution isn't equipped to defeat Moth, we're fine. Alrighty, everyone, the first fusion summon of the duel. So, we get to bring out an extra deck monster, Gaia the Dragon Champion, by combining the Curse of Dragon and Gaia the Fierce Knight in our hands to create an even more powerful monster. Come forth, Gaia the Dragon Champion. 2600 attack. It's enough to knock out that Cocoon of Evolution. And we get to summon in the extra monster zones. Not a thing back when Duel Monsters was released, but that's fine. We won't tell anyone. So we can bring out Rude Kaiser and get Horn of the Unicorn to do more stuff next turn. That means that we are definitely drawing Horn of the Unicorn. I don't want to risk that yet. I'd rather just whittle down Weevil's life points a bit. I'm still scared that's going to be a Man-Eater bug, and that'll jeopardize things just a little bit. So we're just going to attack what we can and just whittle down the life points. That's the word I was looking for, whittling down the life points, not weeding down the life points. Works all the same, though, I think. Alrighty. So, let's see what he's got for us. What he's got for us this turn. Face down monster. That's totally cool. And another polymerization. Pretty useless for us, to be honest. I mean, there's a chance we'll draw what we need to use that again. But the odds of that are low enough that I'm not really considering that at this point. We need to draw 2 more cards for that to happen. 2 specific cards. We already have 2 Curse of Dragons in our graveyard, which means there's only 1 more left in the deck. That's a 1 in 26 chance. I'm not counting on another fusion summon here. Gaia the Dragon Champion is the best we're going to get out this duel, and I'm okay with that. Alrighty, let's hope that face down ain't anything too bad. And we draw another Mammoth Graveyard. I think we'll be safe to summon this one. He'd have to summon a 2200 attack monster to defeat it in his next turn. With the current card pool in this version of the game, we're fine. I think we're going to be dealing 4000 damage to him this turn. Next turn we'll tribute to bring out Rude Kaiser maybe, or something else. But I think we have a decent chance at winning next turn. Of course, a Man-Eater bug could throw another wrench in things. We'll see how it goes, though. Alrighty, let's see. Graceful Charity. That's not good. Okay, no monsters. Great. Okay, that is gonna be game. We're just gonna bring out Beaver Warrior. I always like to bring the opponent's life points as low as I can before defeating them. So we're gonna leave him with 2 attacks of 1400. And then do a bit of overkill with Gaia the Dragon Champion, which will wrap things up quite nicely here. Alrighty. That was almost a close call there, but we won. It's over! I've won! That I did! No, impossible! My moth is unbeatable! Wow, that was very short dialogue-wise. We defeated Weevil. We get Booster Pack Mai. Yeah. So I think we might stop there for today. We're 4.7% through. 4 is a good number. 0.7% through the full game. Wow. Moves so quickly, guys. Oh, that's right. This will be 100 videos. But it depends on if we do the reverse duels. If we do the reverse duels, then we are only 1% through. If we don't do them, we're double what we are because it counts half each duel as. Never mind, that sentence got away from me. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this. I think we're gonna wrap this up just buying a couple card packs. So we are just gonna buy a couple Grandpa Muto ones, just see if we can get anything good. So we have some Gravekeepers. Okay. So if you want to make a Gravekeepers deck, this might be your best choice. Once again, a lot of basic cards. We get an Exodia piece, but a lot of normal kind of bland monsters. I love the art of normal monsters though. The art is always fun. Bladefly, nothing really great. Eldine, is this card even released in the US? I don't know, might have been. Not quite sure on that one. So, Millennium Golem. That's kind of cool. So we're going to do one more Grandpa pack, and then I think we might do 4 My packs, and then we'll call it a day. Just to end with a little booster pack stuff. Unity! I love this card because it has anime characters on it, and I think that's hilarious. Originally released in Shonen Jump magazine. Pretty cool. Nope, that's... Okay, so... My Valentine. Big Insect. Okay, we just fought against one of those. Harpy Dancer. So the main draw with my packs is going to be the Harpies cards, probably Amazonas cards. But similar to the Grandpa Muto pack, it's going to be generally the same thing. It's just a lot of very bland cards. Yep. So we have another Harpy card. We have an Amazonas card. Some Wind cards. Other basic cards. Nothing too, particularly notable here. Yeah, a lot of the basic cards you see in the early game, Speed Duels. Torrential Tribute, that card is well worth pulling. In fact, we're going to buy just one more in hopes that we'll pull another one. But yeah. Ooh, Celavori Calcos. That's a wonderful card. I love that card so much. But I think we're going to end there. Thank you everyone for coming. It was great playing with you guys today. And I hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you next time for a battle against my Valentine as Joey Wheeler and a couple more other duels. Thank you.